Hi, I'm Shane from Shanesmithlaw. One of the questions we get asked a lot in our practice is, should I give a recorded statement? And what a recorded statement is, it's when the insurance company calls you and they just record the conversation supposedly to get your side of what happened or your version of what happened. And a lot of times clients will be like, well, I don't have anything to worry about, I'm just telling the truth. And I totally agree with that. You should certainly always tell the truth and you should tell your story. However, one of my concerns is that insurance adjusters who are calling you, their job is to pay you as little as they can for your case. That means their job is to find anything negative and make that larger so that they don't have to pay you as much, or to minimize your injuries, or to trap you, or to even trick you. One of the ways they do this is they will ask you to estimate damages, or estimate times, or ask you how long before you saw the car did the accident occur. Things like that, questions that seem innocent, although the problem is most of us are terrible at estimating distances or time. And I would encourage you, if you're just thinking about this, time yourself. And a lot of times people say, well, I only had a couple seconds before I saw the other car, and maybe 5 seconds. Well, if you ever stop and are totally silent looking down at a watch, 5 seconds is a really long time. It's just a pause, a stop, wait 5 seconds, and you'll be amazed at how long it is. And most of my clients, when that occurs, are like, I didn't have anywhere near that amount of time. It was maybe a second, and that's probably much more accurate. Or they'll say, how much distance was there between you and the other car before you saw them? And people will estimate 50 feet, 100 feet, 100 yards, crazy distances. And most of us are terrible at that. And one thing I challenge my clients on a lot of times is when they give me a distance, I say, all right, go measure out that distance and tell me if that was accurate. And almost all the time they will come back and say, no, it was way too high. If you're gonna ever estimate distances or size, please reference like an object. It was like a dinner plate size. It was maybe 1 car length size, something like that. Some object that's fixed in size in your mind so you can do it rather than some random distance, because most of us are terrible at that. In our office, in our practice, if our clients are gonna do a recorded statement to the insurance company, which sometimes we'll do, we always have the attorney on the line. We want the attorney to be on the line so that, one, they can make sure the insurance company is staying in bounds, or basically only asking about liability and how the accident occurred. We don't want insurance company adjusters asking our clients about their injuries until they're all better. And for that, because we don't want them trying to trick anybody or really pressure a client to say, well, what exactly did the doctor say? What did they diagnose you with? All that's in the medical records. There's no reason for us to guess. It's right there. So we're going to encourage our clients not to do recorded statements. One, without their lawyer being on the call, but two, most of the times a recorded statement can only hurt you because it's a chance for the insurance company to try to trick you or trap you. Or I'll also bring to mind, many times when we repeat a story multiple times, there may be smaller slight differences that are not that important and not really that big a deal. However, an insurance company can get your recorded statement, that can be transcribed. Then later on, if a lawsuit has occurred, you're going to be deposed there as well. That's going to be transcribed. And then you go to court, and you might have to testify on the stand. Well, every different story, the adjuster or defense attorney can look at to see if you change any of your wording whatsoever in there. And if so, then they can try to make a mountain out of a molehill, or twist things, or make it act like you were trying to do some kind of lie or something like that. But in fact, you're just telling the story is slightly different. Or they'll try to look for ways to trap you. Where were you going before this? What were you doing? Anything like that that they might can dig into and try to find it to try to lay the blame on you. So we don't encourage our clients to do recorded statements, and I would encourage you not to as well, or certainly not without talking to your lawyer. Once again, this is Shane from Shanesmithlaw. If you're in pain, call Shane, 980-999-9999.
980-999-9999. 980-999-9999. Shanesmithlaw. In pain, call Shane.